Hey guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Libra for November 2021. Keep in mind it's general, so take what you feel resonates with you and disregard the rest, and still remember that no matter what messages come through today, it's still up to you, your active free will, and how you integrate this message. So what I do feel like it's really important is to exercise our active free will. The choices that we make and the steps we take in this world, they're really important on how we get our fulfillment, and that is something that lies at the tips of our fingers. No one else can do this for us. So again, trudge lightly, my friends. I've tried to do this intro a few times and I keep getting fumbled, but trudge lightly going forward. That's something that I've been hearing. So I think it's really important as well to note that if you're watching, I think today's November 17th or 18th, November 18th, there is a full moon coming up today, tomorrow, as well as there's a partial lunar eclipse with that. So what I heard is there's going to be some natural endings. There could be some consequences, and you're seeing the karma play out for that. There could be a lot of lessons coming for you, and I heard into fruition, as well as if there's completions now, pay attention to what did you learn over this last cycle and how can you use this information going forward into the next cycle with a positive change is what I heard. So trudging lightly. I'm going to get calling my spirit guides, so my team of light, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, and any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective watching to join us. I'm going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you guys who would ask for it to use me as the clearest channel possible in delivering messages that are for the highest good of everyone watching, but the most far-reaching. So I have with me today 3 decks. I brought in the Keeper of the Light Oracle, the Earth Magic Oracle, and the Heaven and Earth Tarot. And I feel like it's really important, I hear trudge lightly, trudge forward lightly, is to keep in balance as you're trudging forward. So keep in mind the memories I heard of the past and the lessons we've learned from that, but move forward. We're no longer in the past. So if there's situations that are still kind of bugging you from the past, I heard that over this full moon for some of you, you're really going to see, again, consequences of actions and a lot of, I heard new steps for you, okay? So let's get into this. Spirit, what messages would you have for Libra? What messages would be the most important for Libra to know at this time? Thank you. So also Mother Mary flipped over in the deck. They want me to show you the bottom of the deck, which is Paul the Venetian and Experiencing Grace. Under that was Radha and Soul Flame and Master Buddha with Increased Awareness. So what fell down onto the table was Lady Portia and Divine Order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. And the other 2 cards we have are Saint Germain, Releasing Karma, Move Beyond Drama, Create Your Own Path, Make Room for Good Energy. And I believe, and I'm going to check, but I believe these are counterparts, like twin flame counterparts. So I think it's really, really important, like I said in the beginning, balance, because again, this goes to consequences of actions as well, that we know that everything's in divine order, but there is definitely karma playing out. So as it says, even releasing. So as we're going through this full moon, as we are kind of experiencing the eclipse energy, and as we're allowing everything that's no longer meant for us to fall away, it's really important to remember that now we're creating space for the new. We're trudging forward lightly. So Divine Alchemy says, move beyond your current challenges and focus on what you desire. What is it that you want? What do you want to do with your life? What do you want to accomplish in your world? How do you want to experience the world? Are you putting your best foot forward? Are you taking steps to get these experiences, or are you sitting home on your couch wishing? Because that's one of these things is normally if we sit on our couch wishing, we're putting a lot of manifestation energy in terms of our desires, but we have to put our free will, we have to put our actions into these things. So Mother Mary with Love and Peace says, let go of the need to be right, choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time, and with Experiencing Grace, it says share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration are coming to you. So I think it's very, very important that throughout this, whatever challenges, whatever obstacles may be in your way, whatever changes are happening right now, you know that, again, going with this, choose peace. If you're in an argument with someone or someone said something really silly and you know it's wrong, but when you try and talk to them or correct them, they just get all defensive and get their back up. It's really not going to help your energy. We don't always have to be right, especially in terms of things like matter of opinion, right? Which color is better? Blue. No, I like green. Well, you know what? You have to have blue to have green, right? But seeing things on the brighter side. So with this as well, this grace, I think it's really important to remember as well that as we experience these two together, that everything's coming into perfect divine alignment, and we're releasing karma, we're releasing the lessons that we've learned, and things are being, I almost heard, righted, like this is a change of the wheel. It is really important to see beyond just right now. I heard see beyond the illusion of fear, and to know that if we can't get everything done at once, that's okay. Step by step. Baby steps is what I heard. There is a movie called What About Bob? It's probably from 1990s sometime. It's absolutely hilarious. Richard Dreyfuss is in it and Bill Murray, okay? And he's a Richard Dreyfuss is a psychologist and Bill Murray is his patient, and baby steps is one of the things that they constantly are talking about. So for some of you, if you're looking for something funny and Bill Murray, check out, there we go, I've like completely lost the name of it. What About Bob? But I think it's really, really important just to give yourself, again, that grace. That just because we can't do everything, or we may not feel like we have it all together, maybe we feel like we don't know how this fits together, it's okay. It's going to come in time. So I'm going to grab the book for you a little bit with Saint Germain and Lady Portia. Lady Portia. So this powerful goddess is a figure of justice and peace. She brings order and community to every experience. As Lord of Karma, she also regulates the law of cause and effect. She helps us to recognize the impact of our judgments, choices, and actions on ourselves and the world. She is the twin flame of Saint Germain, so it is strongly connected to the violet flame energy. Together, these twin flames can work as overseers of legal situations, justice in an energy that's about honoring everyone involved rather than punishing bad behavior. Lady Portia helps us to do what is right morally and spiritually for our growth. So our soul's growth. So there's an extended message. I feel like this one is the important one to read. It says, right now, a call for justice is being brought into your space. Even if this means you will lose out, there is really no loss in the highest state of truth. Act from the heart, see the other person's point of view, and surrender your pride so that you are coming from a loving place. If you've made choices that weren't for the highest good, admit it. Through this honesty, you are releasing any karmic bonds or anchors of fear from your energy. Take the time to learn from the situation, and if you are involved in any legal issues, know that Lady Portia and the angels of justice are gathering around to honor everyone involved. And this is, again, I heard, not pointing fingers and not a discussion of right or wrong, but more just coming at everything with love, coming at things with peace, and really understanding this law of cause and effect. And this doesn't have to be negative. We may experience consequences or situations as negative, but that is what our earthy, fleshy self is putting on these. These are events and these are happenings. I heard spirit's not malicious. It's just that sometimes, depending on our choices and our actions that we have taken, when karma is kind of moving around and when things are being flipped, I heard flip the switch, okay? Sometimes we need to go through this, sometimes to be able to see an alternate perspective. For some of us, this is if we feel like if another person has treated us as a certain kind of way, and then we find ourselves in this situation and going, oh, I get it now. You know, it can be lots of different things, but give yourself grace, give yourself trust, and know that no matter what happens in this world, everything comes to you in divine timing. So keep the peace, my friends. This doesn't mean you can't stand up for yourself, but it means that we're not causing more chaos and wreaking more havoc in the world around us. We're being very conscious of our energy. So I'm going to bring some tarot wisdom here from the Heaven and Earth Tarot. And you have the King of Wands and the Four of Wands. Ooh, Libra. Some of you guys have a fire sign, so Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius coming into your world. For others of you, I feel like this is a lot of passion taking you to exactly where you need to be in this gate. So this is the 11:11. We've just went through the 11:11 portal on Remembrance Day. If you're in the United States, I think it's called Veterans Day. But this is, see this red door or this brown door? It looks red to me. This is going through this, but staying grounded while you're doing it and rooting into your passions. There's something else here, as I heard Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. So, I see a red door and I want to paint it black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the summer girls walk by. I can't remember the rest of that. Dressed in their summer clothes. Yeah. Sorry, guys. This is a really important because I feel like this is owning our actions. This may also be owning the consequences to our actions and burning brightly. I think it's really important as well with divine order and with karmic here. I heard karmic justice, right? Because Lady Portia and Saint Germain together, they are ruling justice, they are ruling karma, and they are ruling the law of cause and effect. Well, here I think it's really important. In the last reading I did, which was Cancer, this card came out as well, and I kept feeling something being drugged behind them, chains. If there's been a situation where you've been trapped, some of you are dealing with a Cancer potentially, but I think that if there's a situation where you've been trapped, it's time really to walk through this. What I heard is in full arms. For some of you, what I heard as well is you may feel like you're engaging in the fight of your life. Some of you, this definitely could be legal matters. I think that it's just really important that when we're burning up and when we're in the heat of the moment, when we're in the heat of passion, or if we're getting upset with someone, to remember not to let this shit burn out of control. Because again, if we have, I heard a rage fit, okay, there might be someone around you too. But how we get what we want and how we get our fulfillment, it matters, okay? So maybe my Four of Wands or my 11:11, this, for some of you, this is love related, okay? To me, this is a twin flame card, and you have twin flames here. So regardless of whether you're experiencing a twin flame connection or a very soulful connection, there is a flip-flop, okay? What I heard is that some things that may have happened to your partner or to you, it's this, we need to change our understandings and see through that person's eyes. So they're taking me back to Mother Mary and just remembering that we need to release this need to be right and just sit with the situation. That's how we get our peace. That's how we get our celebration. For many of you, it could be you're literally a mother. It could be your mother. It could be a grandmother. It could be you as a mother. There could be a lot of different things where, you know, especially what I heard is if you're right now kind of working through some childhood trauma, or if you're starting to see your traumas or your inner wounding, if you're starting to see this manifest in your world in your own mothering, this is a point where we get really aware of it. For some of us, this may be that we yell too much, okay? Even though this is not air, this is fire. For some of you, this is just really not knowing how to express intense emotions. But I think that while we heal that, when we can do this, when we can look up here and know that it is important to be unified with spirit, is important to be unified with ourselves, and it is important to learn from experiences and own up to our faults. For some of us, if we do, and I heard rage fit again, so this might be someone you're dealing with. I want to show you guys, I have here, if you can see them, there is some red jasper, some garnet in the raw, and I have some smoky quartz. They also want me to show you a few things I brought too, which was citron, yellow citron, and I have a little bit of rose quartz. I brought bigger ones, but I think these are really important because we're grounded and we're doing it in love. We're grounding love for ourselves. Sorry, guys. Love for ourselves, self-confidence, and feeling self-worth. I think it's really important as well, and I'm going to get some more cards in here, but what I heard is narcissist. Some of us may have grown up with a narcissistic parent or someone around us, step-parent, grandparent, just family member, sibling, who always argues with you, who never admits their faults. And after a while, we might start to think that we're the bad one, right? What I think is really important here, especially if you're starting to see some of these traits show up in your own world and this toxicity that you'd like to remove, is remembering to admit the faults and apologizing. Own up. I mean, some people feel like this is weakness. It is not. If we yell or we scream at someone, should we pretend that it didn't happen 2 hours later? Should we wait all day and not talk to them and then later that night just assume that all's forgotten? I think, especially if any of you have felt this growing up, it is something that stays with us. And as well as I heard for some of us, we may be going through or have someone around us that experiences very turbulent emotions. I also heard flashbacks. For some of you, that is what's like you may be getting flashbacks. I heard for some of you war, okay, or being in service. It could be, again, just trauma, which war is trauma. But not all of us go to war literally. Some of you, this is war within yourself. And this is where it's really important, again, to give yourself grace. We all make mistakes. We cannot keep beating ourselves up for something that's happened. We can hold ourselves responsible, yes. And what holding ourselves responsible means is not only talking about it and fessing up and saying, yo, sorry, I'll try to work harder and not do that. I see that that wasn't okay. I understand that it probably made you feel really crappy and that wasn't my intention. So next time, before I scream or before I yell, before I have a little rage fit, I'm going to take a few deep breaths in. Take a few deep breaths out. The law of cause and effect is strong here. Okay? So here's another thing when we start to get, for some of you, this is anxiety too. Again, take those breaths. 3 breaths in, 3 breaths out. Think about things that you can smell. What colors do you see around you? What sensations do you feel? Feel the wind. For some of you, I heard get outside. But this 4 of Wands, it could be very, very beautiful. Like what I heard is you may be mirroring or someone's mirroring this energy. So there's 2 cards that fell out. You have the Emperor. This could be an Aries. From the bottom, I went to put it down and these flew up. So I'm going to take it. And the card underneath that was the Queen of Wands. Divine Masculine, or just being very authoritative, an authority figure in your world, or you being an authority figure. And the Queen of Wands. King and Queen of Wands. 4 of Wands. Divine counterparts. What I heard for a lot of you is that this relationship or this situation, this has carried down lifetimes. For some of you, I feel like you may have incarnated with this person potentially on this earth for the first time. It does not mean that other lifetimes weren't on other planes. But I think that there's been a huge learning curve throughout this. And I mean, when I heard mirroring again, okay, because I heard twin flames again. And with this Emperor too, this is really important because this is divine masculine energy. And for some of you, I heard you're waiting for your queen or your king, however that means to you. If you're not waiting for your king or your queen, this is saying it's time to become that king or queen. The Princess of Cups with the 1, 2, 3, 5, 9 of Wands, with great strength. This has taken a long time, a lot of hurdles, right? But I heard his backdrop as well. For some of us, this may have been For some of us, I heard an unconscious decision. For others of you, this struggle may have been telling someone that we care, sharing our feelings. Because, again, especially what I heard, like, is depending on someone else's tendency to react, or our trauma, or our walls. Giving someone our heart can be really hard. It can be really scary because what if they hurt me? What if they don't? You're not going to find out if you don't take a chance and leap, my friends. So, tread carefully, move forward slowly, learn the lessons that you learned from the past, but there's a lot of success here, and they're showing me where this King of Wands feels there's this strength is chained and all fiery, yes. The Jaguar here, he's not chained. For some of you, I heard as well, just kind of break the chains, or I heard generational curses. So as well, this could be things that it's time to remove. And if you felt like that part resonated, you may want to look up just different ways on how to break those. What I feel like is breaking the mold, right? It's time to break the mold. It's time to say, you know what? How we've done things in the past, that was for the past, but this is a brand new day, this is a brand new year, and I've never lived this day before, so I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to do it my way. The bottom of the deck, you have the Princess of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles. Something new. It comes. It comes from offering our heart, even though that we've been wounded before. I definitely feel like as well, you could be leaving these karmic completions. You could be leaving situations that were really hard and really bad for your soul. Really, really challenging. So this part to me really is this moving beyond the challenges to find what makes our heart sing, to offer love. Now, these two, when I put it like this, they seem to be going in opposite directions. And to me, this could be for some of us, our heart wants to go here, our finances need to go here, or we're here, but we want to go here. There's a make a direction change or pick a direction. Things don't have to be hard anymore, though, okay? We can heal and we can find our counterpart. We can find our purpose. And also I heard for this is connection to source. For some of us as well, it could be a really long time that, you know, we didn't feel like we were worthy, or we didn't feel like we could connect to source. And Spirit is saying here, you definitely can. It's possible. The bottom of the deck for this Earth Magic Oracle is spring, equinox, and rebirth, and volatility in the reverse. I think it's really important that equinox was here. You have solitude as well. For many of you, you're going to need a little bit of time alone. If you're just getting out of a relationship as well, this isn't time to jump into another situation. This is time to really feel out, well, again, what was this law and cause and effect all about? What were the lessons I needed to learn? And when we spend time in solitude, even if it's just a couple minutes in, I heard silent prayer or meditation, we bloom. This right here doesn't look like there's a whole lot on the island, yet you do have a fully blossoming tree. Alone time is important as well if you are empathic. As well, I heard introverts, okay? But because we need to recharge our batteries. For some of you, what I heard is this spring is a timing. So if you have not encountered another, because I definitely feel like this is someone else. If you have not encountered this relationship, or if you're moving through difficult times, by spring, this is where we find the Four of Wands. Spirit, what messages would you like to end with, please? What is the advice going forward? So the advice going forward, winter solstice and reflection. This has come up, I think, for most of the readings. I think that the 12/21, or if it's on the 20th, I'm not sure, but it's really important, and it's also mirror time, which is funny because you have so much mirroring happening here with Lady Portia and Saint Germain, King and Queen of Wands, reflection, mirroring. For some of you, again, this is the time to release. It's time to let it all go. So you may be working through some challenges now. Hopefully by the end of winter solstice, that stuff is kind of being let go of and falling to the wayside. And there's a real stillness here. Interesting enough, this fell at the upside down, but it is stillness with the lake. That it is really important to get in touch with these emotions, and that even though some of us may want to hide underneath that icy exterior, it doesn't mean the water doesn't flow completely. It's just the top layer that's really frozen. So emotions run deep here, and I think as well it's important to remember with this King of Wands and this Emperor that it's also important how we express those emotions. So if there's something lying under the surface or underneath this icy exterior, if there's a current moving, before we have outbursts or angry outbursts is what I heard here, it's going to be really important to address those things, because they're going to help us snap a little bit less and not feel so crappy about ourselves. Because I don't know about you guys, but I know that when I snap, I feel kind of bad about it after, right? So here's where this is really important to acknowledge that it happened, make right and make peace with the people it happened around, and give yourself a little bit grace on your healing journey, because especially if it's trauma, it's going to come when you're not always knowing. You're going to be triggered. So this could be just really important on identifying your triggers. What happened? Sometimes what I heard is overstress. Sometimes something else I heard is just you got too much going on. If there's so much going on that you're not getting a moment to yourself, or you're not getting a moment to think and you absolutely need to, there's nothing wrong with taking your time and doing that. So again, remember that when we give our heart, when we deal with our issues, when we open ourselves up, beautiful, beautiful things happen. So that's the message I have for you. I hope it resonated. I'd love to hear from if you it did in the comments. I hope that you guys have a wonderful, beautiful day, a beautiful month, and I'll talk to you later, guys. Mwah. Much love. Bye, guys.